Please welcome our BTOT Keynote Speaker for 2014, Mr. Benny Golson. What were the circumstances surrounding your interest in music?
I came from a family in a neighborhood where everybody in the neighborhood, almost everybody, seemed to have a piano. And then I began to pick out little melodies with one finger, and my mother noticed it after a while, and she asked me, would you like to take piano lessons? And I hadn't really thought about it, and I said yes. Very expensive, 75 cents a lesson.
But I think you still practice piano, am I right? Because I remember that in your apartment, in the living room, there was a beautiful grand piano, and you had me play that piano.
It was more a piece of furniture by now.
Because I remember it was given by your Bobby, your wife.
Oh, she surprised me, yeah.
Yeah, and it was you still, is that big red
you
ribbon,
remember
still
that?
on that? Is
They
it
had
still
a red,
on it?
I came home one day, and there was the Stein, it was a Yamaha Grand. And I said, instead of saying, where'd the piano come from? I said, I don't know what was wrong with me. What's that red ribbon doing on the piano? But I was in high school, just before high school, junior high school. The kids came to school one day and they said, boy, it's a band in town. And there were live shows then in Philadelphia, the Earl Theater. A band called Lionel Hampton. And boy, you should hear them play Flying Home. And they kept talking about it. And as the curtain opened, my life changed because I began to see these increments of instruments, the saxophones in the front, and then the trombones and the trumpets, and the lights were shining and the instruments were glittering, and I was in awe. And I said to my mother one day, Mom, I think I'd like to give up the piano and become a jazz saxophonist. She said, Brother John and Miles, they're responsible for me getting my beginning as a jazz composer. Now,
Well, I'm sure that you have a lot of amazing engagements that you had, but what are some of your most memorable engagements?
I got a call from Quincy Jones, who was playing with Dizzy Gillespie. So Quincy said to me, can you join the band? I said, yes. And he figured I'd say in a couple of weeks. He said, when can you join? I said, tomorrow. So I joined him at the Howard Theater. And when I joined him, of course, I'd heard Dizzy on all the records, and I knew his ability, and I knew he was a bulwark of this forward movement in jazz. But I never heard him live. And it was everything. Yes, I'll never forget that.
To ask this last question, have you done all that you wanted to do?
What are some of the things I haven't done that I would like to do? To record with Oscar Peterson, or to play with Joe Pass, the guitar player, things like that. Or to actually record with my friend John Coltrane. And as you move ahead, it's not only about talent. The other element in the equation is always opportunity. Yeah, opportunity. But then you have to live up to the opportunities, yeah.
See how great opportunity that I have now to interview you. This is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Hey, Rim. I would be bereft if I didn't say this. Now, I've known you for a long while. You've come 1,000,000 miles. I knew you at the very beginning. You're not in that place anymore. And it's encouraging to see someone that's coming along milestone after milestone after. And that's what it's all about. We engage our profession, and we don't want to be in the same spot year after year. We don't want to keep serving or enjoying that same dish over and over again. We want to aggrandize. We want to add to what we're doing. And I've watched you do it. And it's very encouraging to me.
Thank you very much. Now, maybe we can play your pieces. We are going to invite Ralph Peterson Jr. on drums and Ron Mahdi on bass.
please join me in thanking Benny Golson, Rim Jeon, Ron Mahdi, and Ralph Peterson. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Distinguished Faculty Awards.